This is Rene Enriquez. Nickname Blackhand of the Mexican Mafia. Prison gang politics.
Hey folks, my name is Rene Enriquez and you're watching Uncensored. So we're going to get back into this hotel series. Remember, Pelon was inducted here. He was a main member of the Mexican Mafia, and he's sitting off to the corner here within the room and has not uttered word one, right? Brand new Mexican Mafia member, new guy in the room, hasn't said anything, right? And again, if all cartels are created equal, how come he's not jumping in there and speaking, right? Another thing that's pretty obvious here is that Pee Wee Aguirre is now in the room. Again, this is different Mexican Mafia members, different hotel room, months after the last video we showed you, and they're different players in the room. So just a couple things to point out. And then what Shai said in the last video that he gave clavo. A clavo in translation, literal translation means nail, right? It's a clavo, right? But in prison jargon, it means like a stash of drugs. That he provided a stash of drugs to an individual by the name of Freddie, who goes by the name of Chino from Lomas, who was a friend of Lalo Eulalio Martinez, right? And he did that with the intent for the individual to distribute those narcotics and send the profits to Lalo Martinez. And that way he took care of him, made sure Lalo was okay. He said the guy took off with the drugs. He ran with it, right? So he literally burned Lalo and Shai. Believe me, he's not going to go unscathed for that. He may still be on the lease up for that somewhere. Even though Lalo's dead and Shai's in the feds, once Shai put him on the list or Lalo put him on the list, he's going to stay on the list. So that guy, Freddie Chino, committed a huge blunder. Okay, we're going to start with this video and see where it goes.
Yeah, well, that's we got that out the way, and now we can put that in motion.
From here on, books at home.
Oh, I don't know, that we have to vote on. Does everybody want to talk about that? Or do you want to wait till Pee Wee's here and Pelon? On closing the books.
Wait till next Sunday.
On closing the books. On taking a vote on closing the books, you guys want to do it now or wait tomorrow?
So let's not get confused, right? What Shai says, if you want to take a vote on closing the books, can we do it now or you want to wait till Pee Wee and Pelon is there? And I just got finished saying that Pelon's in the room, right? Keep in mind there are two Pelons, right? There's a Pelon from Norwalk, Jesse Moreno, which is part of the Moreno dynasty, and the new Pelon, Pelon Maciel, who was just made. So he's talking about the Pelon Moreno, who's not in the room, and Pee Wee Alex Aguirre, who's not in the room. So, what Shai is talking about Wes, right? He got a kite from a guy named Wes from Harpies. This is Popeye Roman's brother. And this is where a lot of the politicking on Popeye really began. And this is 1995. Popeye was killed a few years ago. And this is where this politicking started on Popeye, where he took the position of protecting his hood over what they're perceiving as loyalty to his hood over that of Cardenales. You're going to see that develop here. This is a huge development here in this video segment. Let's run it and see what they say.
I mean, you know, if somebody misses a meeting, man, you know.
Okay, I got a kite. Some guy came out named West from Pelican Bay.
Harpies?
I don't know. He was from
That's Popeye's
What's his brother? West.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, that's Popeye's
He sent a letter out here, written by Indio, signed by Darryl, and signed by Popeye. Now, these brothers right here are taking the word from a neighborhood and not sending word out here to the brothers.
Investigate.
Inquire what's happened, what really happened.
About Harpies?
Yeah, about Harpies. They took the word from Harpies over us. So, brother, they didn't even ask us for our opinion. All they did was, we have to send $1,500 plus 5 cuetes, not to the brothers, to Harpies. And after Harpies massacred one of the best motherfucking road dogs that I have ever had. You know, that's wrong like a motherfucker. Where's the He's more there. Where is it at? Where is it?
Who's Harpies?
The barrio.
Yeah, it's right next door to the flat.
When I was out there,
Watch out. O conexión. Dealing in kilos. Alright? He's supplying Harpies, he's supplying the whole west side. Es un rasero. Okay? One of our pistoleros gets a hold of him and he's got a half a kilo. Now the racero's so fucking scared, he gives it to the pistolero.
So Chuco's telling everybody about what occurred to Rocky from Diamond, which is his road dog. He was a good camarada in the true sense of the word, right? I've said this in a number of videos that individuals down that consider themselves camaradas are real camaradas of the organization. Now, every swinging dick that's a Sureño considers himself a camarada. They refer to themselves as camaradas, and it's a self-designated title. I'm a camarada, right? I'm a Sureño, so I'm a camarada. But you're not. You're not. Believe me, camaradas are a rare breed. You know, these are the guys that are well known to the organization, put in work for the organization, run with the organization on the streets, have done eliminations with brothers or for brothers, and they're raised with the organization, right? It's like a friend of the organization, and that designation is appointed by the M.A., not some guy calling himself a camarada. So Rocky from Diamond was a real camarada, and in this process, you're going to hear what happened to Rocky from Diamond. You already know that he was massacred by Harpies, and that was Chuco's road dog, is this real camarada.
And he tells him, no, I want 2 or 3, you know? No, I want 2. He told him, I want 2. He goes, all right, Tuesday, I'll bring you 2. Rocky comes and tells me, I said, you stupid motherfucker, why didn't you take it? You scared the shit out of him. Now you never want to see him. He goes, yeah, but he supplies Harpies, so we got a hold of Harpies and told those Harpies, you get that motherfucking wetback and you make him bring fucking 2 kilos like the he said he was. They said, okay, Tuesday, when like the Racero said. Sunday, they get a hold of Rocky, all right? Rocky has a Racero in the car, plus 2 dudes from Harpies in the car. Rocky calls Tony and tells Tony, I don't have a pad to take this Racero. We got him. We're going to get the kilos now. And Tony said, well, keep me calling me back in about an hour or so, half hour. He said, all right. Got to the car from Harpy, said, take him to my pad. When he took him to his pad, they fucking massacred.
oh, that was the last we heard from him.
They massacred fucking Rocky. They shot the fuck out of him about 5 or 6 times, and they stabbed him over 50 times. Our fucking pistolero. And then we put a light was put on Harpies, okay? The Vatos did it, were taken out. But except the Raceros. Because they split. They got on like a motherfucker. Harpies gets a light put on them. So they're getting whacked all over the place in the county, on the street and everything. They start sending money to Popeye, and they write Popeye a letter saying that the carnales out here put a light on them for nothing. Now Popeye writes, and Indio writes a letter out here saying that we owe $1,500 to Harpies and 5 cuetes, without even asking us what the fuck happened. I got busted. He's the motherfucker
Harpies.
He's the one that got me out of jail. Rocky, you know, he hustled his motherfucking ass off, and he got me out of bail. We'll send him anywhere, and he'll do anything.
Okay, hey, brother, we know what happened, and we know that them vatos are wrong. So what do? We just send word back up there and tell them Sabbath's gay. I mean, that's kind of fucked up to have some word out here, and take them over us. You know?
Hell yeah.
So we gonna
We
pay.
just heard the wrong thing. We got it wrong. You know, this time you guys got it
That's the
wrong.
first time I ever even heard anything like that.
It don't make no difference how they heard it.
No, I'll show you the letter. I got it in my house.
No, I believe you. I'm saying that's the first time I ever seen it. Other brothers tell other brothers something like that. And I said, no, brother. Demanding $800 a month.
And then after that, after the $1,500, the brother wants first he said $800 a week. And now he says,
From the clica to a bottle. Yeah, right.
and then he tells the brother, I want you to send me $800 a month.
From the clica to a bottle.
And Indio and Daryl co-signed that? Man, that's weird, man, from both of them guys. You know?
You know what? Fucking English told me for a fucking loop.
You know, hey, that's what that place up there
I was close to that.
That's what
brother
Bella
right
can
there.
That's what Bella can pay a food to a motherfucker, man. Yeah.
He threw me. You know, I got that fucking letter and I crunched that motherfucker and I said,
So, remember this. Chuco's campaigning right now against Mexican Mafia members, right? Daniel Roman, Henry Carlos, and Daryl Castrejon. That's Popeye from Harpies, Indio from Sereno, and Dashing D, Daryl from Ontario Black Angels, right? He's campaigning on them. Said that they sent a letter to the streets demanding that the Mexican Mafia pay a gang extortion money, right? Which is kind of crazy, right, when you think about it, right? And Shai hits on something. He says, that's what Pelican Bay will do to a mother effer, right? And it did. Pelican Bay had a horrible effect on politics within the organization. The organization was at war with itself. It was tearing itself down. When they created the short corridor program at Pelican Bay Shoe, it was so effective that the organization was almost destroyed because of the infighting, right? There was a lot of infighting. It was sea and deep facility war. This is when Tablas Castellanos and a couple other, Pedro Valencia, Cuate Rejeda started sending messages out to the general population. They started that disregard thing. Don't do anything for this guy. Now, if you do, you're on the hit list. And you had camaradas involved themselves in the organization. That's exactly what's happening here. Organization is fighting itself, right? But let's not lose sight of the one important factor that everybody's losing sight of. Chuco, the individual campaigning, is an FBI informant. He's a CHS for the FBI. He got caught with some guns and $30,000 in cash under his house after they pulled him over on the ammunition in his automobile, 2 rounds of ammunition, and searched his house. It didn't need probable cause. He was a parolee. And boom, he flips. He starts working with the FBI. So there's one important thing that he said during this process in order to maintain his viability and the legality of the investigation, right? He says, we want to check Popeye. Not kill him, but check him. He had to make that distinction because he cannot advocate violence that would be endorsed by a federal agency, right? He cannot participate in illegal activity. He could do hand over fist buys and participate in conspiracies, but advocating violence against another person is like strictly forbidden. They have to give out an admonition once they learn that somebody's life is in danger, and he's stopping short of that. We want to check these guys. So I just wanted to point that out right now in the middle of this video, so because you lose sight of that fact. He's such a good actor. He's playing the role here. He's directing this meeting where it's going in this tempo and the topic, but also, while being a Mexican Mafia member, he's an FBI informant.
fucking son of a bitch.
What do you want to do, Chuco?
Check fucking Popeye.
But not
kill
just
him.
not
Kill
just
him.
Popeye,
Check him.
but not just Popeye.
I know.
Indio in there. You know?
All 3 of them. Check them. Like a
It's
motherfucker.
giving him the bullshit and fucking up their mind.
Why? He took money, greed, over not even telling us what happened.
Or asking him.
Or asking or inquiring, nothing. Just you vatos, you brothers out there get $1,500 and 5 cuetas and send it to Harpies.
Yeah, them.
And they send word out here, Popeye is being very patient.
Or what?
So how do we go about?
Because he wants the fucking
Yeah,
money
they
to his
don't
house.
do it.
They think I'm telling. They think that a lot of
If
these
we don't do it, what?
Huh?
If we don't do it, what?
They're gonna put us all on
They're
the
gonna
list
put
out
us
here.
on the list now. You know? This shit is fucking bad. You know, they were like, 4 hours. And then you send me $800, he said. A month.
Yeah, we might all be on the list there right now. I know Perico just got out.
Wow. You know what? You know what? It's right here. Like
You want those are rolling on here.
you know,
Goes out the window.
yeah, where is that? You know, taking it over a fucking barrio. You know, Popeye. Oh,
Hey,
man.
the first chance we get, we should just have them put in check. You know, you shut your mouth, you don't know what the fuck's happening, and how the fuck can you take a neighborhood over the clique anyway?
And not even hearing us.
Just tell you better be quiet and kick back and let us handle our shit out here. You handle your shit up there, just like that. You know,
Exactly.
that's
I got
all
a
we
letter.
can do.
I got a letter right now, writing it, and I'll show you. It's almost finished.
You hear Will Shy says, I ain't signing nothing. He knows. He knows. Hey, folks, I want to congratulate our channel viewers. We had 1 million views this month. That's something, man. That 1 million views, right? And we got 32,000 subscribers. So I encourage you to support the channel. Hit that subscription button, folks. I mean, get me to 40. Come on, let's get to 40. Let's hit that milestone. Pretty soon we'll be at 100, but we got to get to 40 first, right? We can't jump the gun. And there's simple things you can do, like hit the notification bell, hype the video, leave a comment. That's all support. I know that not everybody can become paid members, right? And not everybody can donate and buy the team a cup of coffee, because we have that option too. You can buy the team a cup of coffee. Not everybody can do that. I get that, man. And I appreciate the support that you do give. So we could start it off by bumping up the subscriptions. With that said, let's continue this video.
And then I'm gonna type it up, and I'm gonna put it as legal mail. And I'm gonna stay.
But let even if not all of us see, at least let a couple carnales see.
Sign,
Yeah.
So,
or sign,
yeah, I mean,
the way
we-
they sign it, let us sign that one.
Oh, yeah, no, I ain't signing nothing. to say.
No, just to see.
Yeah.
Because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send a letter for those 3 brothers to see. And I'm gonna send a letter to D section. And I'm gonna send a letter to C section. So they won't fucking get that letter and twist it around.
But instead
Try to
of,
put
instead
deal
of tripping on,
bits.
I know we already talked about this, but Perico said all them vatos up there think that we're out here rolling. Well, we're not rolling, we're comfortable, we can afford to take care of them. But instead of tripping on what they're saying, why don't we just try to open up some better communication with them and let them know what's happening, and then send a little fatty up there. And if they don't like that, then there's nothing.
Don't let the $800.
I'm talking about.
How about this?
I ain't saying them shit.
No, I'm talking about.
Them brothers, I ain't sending them a motherfucking
Oh,
penny.
they ain't got shit.
Incognito was sending them over $200 a month,
To-
plus to Indio, plus paying for his old lady to go visit him once a month.
Now you ain't getting shit.
Now he get a fucking shit. See how she gets the fucking money.
No,
That's about 3 of us from PV and me.
Right,
Okay, how about this? How about if we throw, some feria and somebody that isn't there visiting list, or send them with a letter, sign, or somebody that sees something like that.
Yeah. I think the legal letter would be the best thing, because they can't open the legal letter until you're right there.
Either way would be good. Legal letter or the way you said a visit.
We can.
No, look it. They're gonna get a letter and they're gonna read it, and then they're gonna forget what the fuck it says,
Yeah.
and they're gonna miss.
Yeah, there you go.
The-
This way, yeah, like he said, the way he said it, they got the letter right there.
And then 2, 3 brothers.
And they
on the
can
other
sit and read that letter all night long, man.
Exactly.
Wake up in the
Send it
morning.
to the other brother.
Yeah, wake up in the morning and read it again, And then they can go to the law library and twist it around. Throw it up and flush it. They say, hey, man, I got a letter from Chuco and he's threatening me. He's threatening all of us up here.
That's what
That's why you send. That's why he said send one to C section, D section, and not just carnales involved, but some other carnales. Carbon copy that. Oh no, then
I'm gonna run out 2 or 3 fucking.
every other one is gonna say, why is all these guys getting the same letter, man?
No.
The library, the same.
Or they open it and then you go like this, and then they give it to
That's
you.
right, I forgot. Yeah, that definitely that has to be
It fucking hurt me the way I got that shit. I got it in my house. Fucking motherfucker.
Who said that?
Indio send it. Popeye signed it. Indio's tripping. He's like a motherfucker. He's not the same guy.
Indio.
He's not the same guy. He's not. You know, after that, I said, fucking Indio, man, what the fuck?
Daryl,
Fucking
too.
gravy train
So
riding.
Daryl too. I said that's what you said. I said Daryl. I said damn man.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, that's,
Fucking gravy train riding.
well, all three of them, as far as that goes, they
Hell
know.
Hey, Holmes. They, when the Kamala came in, he got him up. Boom, they shot him. He's still fighting. Boom, boom, they shot him. He ran to the kitchen, shot up, grabbed a fucking butcher knife, and blah, 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 and shot him again. And he fell. That's where they got the butcher knife from him and fucking butchered him to fucking death.
You know the dude that did it? How you know it happened like that? Inside, line up.
There
was one vato that he was there, but he didn't participate.
he said he got shot and got away.
They were trying to charge him for murder. And we used to talk to him out here.
That's already happened a while back, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's been a while, yeah. Last year sometime. I know I was up.
Before I forget, that call that I got, the call we had right now, so when you came when I first got in, that was Mike, and he wanted, Mike wanted me to tell other people here that Randy was taking care of Turtle. He was looking out for him already. Look at the activities here.
This Randy?
Yeah, Randy.
What Mike?
Mike.
Muscle
yeah,
Ed?
I forgot the call I got a while ago, and he wanted,
Your call
Turtle wanted,
message, right?
yeah, the message, and Turtle wanted, the people here to know.
So, Victor Murillo is discussing a phone call that he stepped out for, and that Turtle wanted them to know that Randy was taking care of him. So brothers are taking care of brothers. They're doing that in a piecemeal fashion, but they don't have a system to regularly take care of brothers. We're going to end this video here, folks. So, as always, I wish you all a good day, stay safe, and peace out.
This is Rene Enriquez. Nickname Boxer.